All right, we're gonna learn a single windmill return. Now, in order to learn this move, which looks like this, we need to have first learned two other moves. We need to have learned the single and single back, and we need to have learned the C-set. Because in essence, all we're doing is we are single backing, we are C-setting, we're getting our other hand on the rifle, and we're following through, which means the secret third move that will actually help you prepare for this, which looks more complicated than this move itself in some cases, is a rising sun. Because the rising sun movement is going to teach you how to scoop up through the middle of the body, which is essentially what our hand is doing. So I would highly recommend you check out those three things and master them first. The single back, the C-set, and then the rising sun. Specifically, how to exit the rising sun and toss back to port, toss back to flat, or even toss back into a second rising sun. All three of those things are going to help us with what we're about to do. So let's assume that we know all of those things, and that the next thing we can do is hop right into the windmill return. Starts with a single. When we go to throw the single back, we are throwing a very low C-set. Now, if you check out the C-set video, you'll see that my entire, I guess, crusade about doing flow drill and C-sets is that we shouldn't be under the rifle when we catch that C-set. In other words, we shouldn't be underneath with a sling. We should be on the inside. This is different. I want you this time to go underneath with that C-set. If you've learned how to catch inside, learning how to catch under just feels like kind of doing it with a lazy wrist. That's what we want to go for. We want that C-set to be low, and we want the aim of the C-set to be directly in the center of the body. Then, it's like we do a rising sun, but we skip the rising sun. This hand is going to meet the rifle next to it, palm facing down on the sling side, as soon as the rifle is in front of us. So we do the C-set, hand meets the rifle. Here, it's important that we get the thumb onto the receiver of the rifle and that we are probably grasping the rifle on the 45 top so that we have a grip that is neither directly on top nor all the way on the inside. Of a compromise, about a 45-degree angle. Because from here, we're going to let the rifle's momentum continue, and we're going to do that upward scooping motion, like we're scooping up some water and throwing it directly to the side. That's going to allow the rifle to continue in its line of motion. And when we put that together, we can catch it either vertically or horizontally. We have C-set, inside 45, push straight up, turn the wrist straight out, and the rifle is going to pinwheel itself into the end position. Now, how do we go from making it look disjointed to making it look very smooth and fast? We are going to inject that speed, and when we do that, we need to think about the rifle being in motion and the hands staying at the exact same level and redirecting that motion, controlling that motion without slowing it. In other words, we want that handoff to occur very smoothly in one position. If we go from high down to low, as you can see, it loses some of that momentum. So we're really just here to facilitate the rifle's movement. And ideally, what we're thinking about is it being like a propeller. And once we nail down exactly that centering on our body, all our hands are doing is facilitating that propeller-like motion by allowing the rifle's momentum to be redirected into the stop. So that is the single windmill return. Again, it's like the front half and the back half of a rising sun without any of the flow work in between. A single back, then a C-set, then the end of that rising sun pushes to flat, or if we wanted, we could trail that arm all the way up, and instead of pushing to the side and reaching outboard of the body, we could push up and go straight up the center of our body, and we would wind up with a nice strong vertical stop as well. And that is the single windmill return.